LeBron James didn't enter the NBA like a normal prospect. He arrived with a prophecy, the chosen one, anointed before he ever scored a single professional point. A city, a league, and an entire generation believed that this 18-year-old kid would resurrect basketball in Cleveland, not just with talent, but with destiny. And when he couldn't carry a broken roster to the top, he left. The Miami Heat didn't just welcome him, they crowned him. They built a stage. They dimmed the lights. They declared,
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
In that very moment, LeBron James became the villain of the NBA. From then on, every missed shot wasn't just a stat, it was evidence. Every shortcoming, an indictment. The world didn't want to see him succeed. The world wanted to see him fall. And on a warm June night in Dallas, Texas, they got what they wanted. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't injury. It wasn't a masterclass by the opposition. It was LeBron beating himself. Game 4 of the 2011 NBA Finals. LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh, 3 future Hall of Famers, were just 2 wins away from delivering Miami its next championship. The Heat had taken Game 3 in Dallas. They led the series 2-1. All they needed was one more win on the road to return to South Beach with a commanding 3-1 lead. But instead of rising, LeBron collapsed. What happened that night wasn't just a bad performance. It wasn't just a disappointing game. It was the lowest point of LeBron James's career. A moment that nearly broke the myth, shattered the narrative, and made critics wonder, was he built for this? LeBron started the night with a forced floater that didn't just miss, it airballed. Moments later, a wide-open 3 clanged off the rim. No aggression, no fire, just hesitation, confusion, caution. He wasn't being double-teamed. He wasn't facing a swarming defense. In fact, he was often guarded one-on-one by Jason Terry, a 6'2" shooting guard known more for his streaky offense than his defense. Yet LeBron, 6'9", 260 pounds, refused to attack. Instead, he passed, and passed, and passed again. Even when isolated against smaller defenders, LeBron deferred, dumping the ball off, hiding in plain sight. His only real contributions came from assists to Wade and Bosh, who carried the Heat's offense through the first half. At halftime, the Heat were up by 2. Wade had 16, Bosh had 12, LeBron had 4, on 1 of 4 shooting. But what's worse than missing? Not trying, and that was the problem. This wasn't just any poor game. This was years of pressure crashing down at once. LeBron's first finals trip in 2007 ended in a sweep. He dragged a broken Cavaliers roster to the grand stage, then got smothered by the Spurs. His stat line in Game 1, 4 out of 16, 6 turnovers. His comment after the game, "I have to be better." Fast forward to 2010, his final playoff game as a Cavalier, Game 5 versus Boston. He started 0 for 7, played like a man already halfway out the door. The fans booed, a city turned its back. He walked into the locker room and never came back as one of them. Then came the decision, the villain arc, the parade. Not 1, not 2. Now he had teammates. Now he had the super team. Now he had no excuses. And that night in Dallas, that was the night it all fell apart. In the second half, with everything at stake, LeBron vanished. He got good looks. He beat defenders off the dribble. He even sealed off Sean Marion perfectly under the basket. And still, he missed. Layups, missed. Pull-ups, missed. Free throws, missed both. He didn't just fail, he wilted. Even in transition, where LeBron had always thrived, he blew layups on the break. In the fourth quarter, with the Heat clinging to a lead, LeBron threw a careless pass that led to a turnover. He traveled on another possession. Then he bricked a contested jumper over Deshaun Stevenson, another role player with a grudge. The Mavericks took the lead. LeBron? He stood in the corner during Miami's final possession, watching as Mike Miller took a desperate shot. Final line, 8 points, 3 of 11 shooting, 0 free throws, made 4 turnovers, 4 fouls. Statistically, it wasn't even his worst game. But spiritually, emotionally, symbolically, it was a ghost in LeBron's jersey. Jason Terry, yes, Jason Terry, outscored LeBron in the fourth quarter. The same Jason Terry who, before the series, said LeBron couldn't perform in 7 games. The same Jason Terry who had a tattoo of the championship trophy on his bicep before the finals even began. And he backed it up. Deshaun Stevenson, one of LeBron's longtime critics, said it plainly. He quit on his team. Even Skip Bayless had a field day. The narrative was dead simple. LeBron choked, and he kind of admitted it too. His response to the critics? All the people rooting for me to fail, tomorrow they have to wake up and live the same life they had before. It was defiant, bitter, defensive. It wasn't leadership, it was damage control. That summer was brutal, the memes, the media, the slander. But something changed in LeBron. He rebuilt his body, changed his mentality, killed the passive play style. In 2012, he returned a different beast. He destroyed the Celtics in Game 6 with 45 points. He earned his first ring, his first Finals MVP. And then he did it again. And then he did it for Cleveland. But it all started with that Game 4. That disaster, that embarrassment, that failure. It wasn't the end of LeBron. It was the catalyst. Epilogue, the ghost that still haunts LeBron James has played over 270 playoff games. He's scored 50 in must-win battles. He's erased a 3-1 finals deficit. He's put legends to rest. But ask him what his worst night was? He'll tell you, Dallas, Game 4, 2011. And if you ask him to replay it, he'll joke, put it on if you want to put your baby to sleep. Because even the king remembers the night he lost his crown, so he'd never lose it again.